When we look at what are the mechanics of becoming securely attached, the answer is simple and complicated. The first thing we need to do is know our inner world and to be able to have a coherent discourse about what's going on in here, which means having a consistent flow of mental, emotional, psychological expression so that it both fits with our narrative, what we say, and the felt experience, that it's relevant to what's going on in the here and now with what's happening internally and externally, to be able to be concise, to convey the information with clarity, clearly and simply. And the other piece is not taking our beliefs as reality, but rather as a belief. The other is the piece that all human beings have, which is we take our experience and assume and project onto others. We assume it's the same inside me as for you. And so I forget that there's a difference, that I'm different from you and that you are different from me. Recognizing that the other person over there is different than who we are. And that the person over there is configured differently inside. They have different thoughts, feelings, body sensations, beliefs, different life circumstances that have brought them there. And our task then is to be interested in them as they are, not as an extension of me, or who I even want them to be. And this brings about what we call metacognitive capacity, which is the capacity to be aware of our own mental, emotional, psychological experience as well as the others. It's a frame of reference. It's become the experience that we live in, but we can shift that experience. So the question is, how do we do that? And it begins with fostering interest in the other person over there. And this is one of the biggest problems I see with people that I supervise, is that the professional, as good as they are, assumes, which we all fall into, that my inner world is the same as your experience over there. And it's hard not to do that. So we have to drop that assumption and understanding of who I am in here so we can become more aware of that person over there. In the attachment world, we call it mentalizing, but it's really a full-bodied attunement. It's being aware with our full body, mind, heart, attuned to the other person over there, their full mind, body, and heart. So that allows people, when we're attuned to in that way, to actually come forward and know themselves in relationship to the other person. So we do this with simple things. They're simple, but they're also difficult. What do you feel, think? How are you motivated in this way? What has allowed you to become this person and come to this circumstance or this way of thinking, this way of feeling in your way? How did you develop this? What's motivated you? Why are you saying it in this way? Not as in why, like what's wrong with you, but why as in curiosity? What's the behavior about? What has led to the behavior becoming this way? What's the pattern behind it? And the more we do that, the more the other person also becomes interested in themselves, in the holding of our own attention. And that allows this capacity to develop. And this is one of the key components of becoming a securely attached person.